Kia ora, another wet start today across the North Island. This rain, though, is moving eastwards as we head through the rest of Tuesday afternoon. Behind it, some clearer skies for the likes of, say, Auckland, but with this low pressure staying close by, we'll continue to find some showers and some wet weather feeding on towards particularly that western coast of the South Island, and also some thunderstorms, perhaps running towards places like Wanganui and Taranaki as we head through Tuesday afternoon. There will be some clearer skies further south. You can see down towards the likes of, say, Dunedin, still a few odd showers here and there. But I think the wettest weather will be on that western coast of the South Island, particularly places like Bulla. And we have got a severe weather watch out for heavy rainfall that runs through the afternoon today, right the way through towards midnight tonight, midnight into those early hours of Wednesday morning. So do keep a very close eye on those rainfall charts on the radar and take extra care on the roads this afternoon. As we head on in towards Wednesday, we'll continue to keep hold of that low pressure, and that continues to feed some rainfall towards the lower parts of the North Island. But for the South Island, it's an improving story through the night time, with some clearer skies returning as we head in towards the early hours of the morning for places like Southland and Otago, and that's probably where we find some of the cooler temperatures. For the North Island, it stays fairly cloudy with more showers through the night time. But in terms of our temperatures up here, ranging from around about 9 degrees Celsius to about 13 or so for Auckland, while the coolest spots will be down in the far southern parts of Canterbury and in towards Southland, with lows of around about 4 degrees Celsius to start the day on Wednesday. As we head in towards the daytime itself, we'll find the low pressure continues on its eastward journey. We'll find more showers still across those particularly western parts of the North Island, but they should ease off as we head through the afternoon. And then the next feature runs in towards the far south and the west, brings heavy rainfall into Fiordland and Western, perhaps even in towards those western parts of Southland. And ahead of this band of rain, some much stronger northwesterly winds as well. So we have also got some strong wind watches in place, but really from that second half of Wednesday and through in towards Thursday as well. Let's start off though by taking a look at the North Island and the forecast for Wednesday. You can see we start off with some showers, even one or two across the likes of, say, Auckland first thing. We'll find though, as we head in towards the afternoon, the showers across this eastern side should clear away. A brief southerly flick will bring some showers in towards Wairoa, perhaps Gisborne City and Mahia, but then it clears off for the afternoon, some brighter skies and some sunshine to end the day there. And down towards the capital, generally a fine looking story. We'll find a touch more cloud arriving in the evening for Wellington, and those winds picking up, not just in Wellington, but also across the hills in towards Wairarapa. A windy end to the day on Wednesday, and particularly as we head into Thursday as well. In terms of our temperatures on the North Island, the warmest spots are likely to be on that eastern coast. Highs once again of about 20 degrees Celsius in Napier, not far off in Gisborne as well, 19 degrees Celsius there. Compare that to, say, 17 or so in Auckland and 16 in New Plymouth and down towards Wellington. Now for the South Island, we'll start off with a little bit more cloud around this eastern coast in towards the Canterbury coast, perhaps being a bit of a cloudy start for Ashburton and the Banks Peninsula area. But for Christchurch, I think we'll find any cloud breaks up clear through the daytime and plenty of dry and fine weather. Not a bad looking story on that eastern side through most of the day. More cloud though on the western coast of the South Island, and as this next feature runs towards us, we'll find that rainfall increasing as well. Some heavy falls of rain through Fiordland and Southland, and I think in towards Western by the end of the day as well. But for many spots on the eastern side, although it's a drier story, we'll find that the winds are picking up through the afternoon. On this chart, you can see the strongest winds being picked out in those purple colours. Winds are really picking up through Southland and Otago from about 4 p.m. or so on Wednesday, increasing through the Canterbury High Country, gusts here perhaps 90 to 100 kilometres an hour by the end of the day on Wednesday. And as we head through to those early parts of Thursday, we'll even find those winds picking up through Marlborough Sounds, Wellington and Wairarapa. So we have got some strong wind watches in those areas as well, starting from as early as 4 p.m. on Wednesday through parts of the far south there, through Fiordland and Southland. 8 p.m. or so for Canterbury High Country, and in towards, let's say, Thursday. for the likes of Wellington, Wairarapa and the Marlborough Sounds. There's that rain watch there out towards Buller, but that's really for the rest of Tuesday afternoon. So it will be a blustery, windy end today on Wednesday and in towards Thursday as well. But those westerly winds will mean the temperatures can be increasing across that eastern side. So highs in Christchurch around about 17, 18 down towards Timaru, even in Dunedin, highs of 17 degrees Celsius as we go through Wednesday. Now in towards Thursday, we'll find that there's still plenty of that wet weather pushing on towards the western coast. A really classic story over the next few days with more rainfall on the western facing sides of New Zealand while the eastern side stays drier. You can see by the afternoon on Thursday that rain transfers from the South Island towards the North Island. Some heavier falls through there, perhaps again that risk of some thunderstorms, not out of the question. But I think as we head in towards Friday, generally a drier story down towards the south. But I think we are still going to find a fairly unsettled story as we head on in towards the weekend. And that's it from me. There's more at metservice.com.